Alright, YouTube viewers, it's been quite a while since I posted any kind of a layout update video or any kind of extensive layout video. Here is a look at my new setup. Quick overview here. You're looking at roughly a 12 by 14.5 foot area, and this is something I've been working on for the last about year and a half or so. So let's have an inside look as to what I've been working on here. I should note this is in the basement of my townhouse that I currently rent. Alright, so right here we've got the entryway. And like my previous layout, we have lift open bridges. This one I've got a lock on it so we can lock it closed. And this is actually a bit of a unique bridge because we have a crossover wired right on the bridge itself. You can see I got the switch machines and track wiring all right there. Then we have a swing open bridge as well. So here we are into the main entry, and I want to apologize in advance for the extreme mess I have down here. As you can tell, this is a extensive work in progress. So as you can see, I got two levels. The top level is currently the one that's being worked on. As a matter of fact, as of tonight, which the date today is April 8th of 2020, I just actually completed the framework for the second level entryway. Here last week or so, I completed the double track incline. I'm sure many of my viewers remember my previous layout. I had a whole section devoted to dedicated to a helix. Well, in this layout, my area is a little bit different, so I kind of had to improvise and create the helix on the outer perimeter of the layout itself. So here you can kind of see I got a unique, setup here. That the track's got a nice incline on the outside here. The total length, the total height of the incline is actually 16 inches. So from the top surface of this level to the top surface of this level is 16 inches total. So to accomplish this climb, here you can kind of see, here's my lower level staging yard. I kind of got the old DTNI flat rock yard theme going on here. Some Indiana, Ohio power, got some BC rails, CN. And you could see earlier I had some Illinois Central and some CN. Actually, a couple of those CN units are a recent addition to the roster here. So yeah, this is my staging yard. Let me kind of get out here a little bit. Again, I apologize for the mess. This is a big work in progress. So yeah, here's my staging yard. The overall length of the yard, I would say, from one end of the ladder to the other is probably a good at least 16 feet, if not longer. Actually, you're probably looking more around 20 feet or so. So a pretty good staging yard. I think on one track I can get about 30 cars. Pretty good size. So some of the buildings that I've got, actually some of these I picked up at a thrift store for relatively good pricing. So I actually start adding some buildings and stuff to the layout instead of bare track and wood here. Right here I've got a little spur. Get some of this crap out of the way here. This is actually my program track. I am running DCC with JMRI for signaling and programming and all that stuff. So I'll get into my signaling and everything a little bit later. As you can see, I've actually got quite a bit of signals set up so far. So yeah, let's take a look at the other end of the staging yard here. This is actually some bench work that I completed just last night, and you can kind of see, the track behind here is the incline, and it kind of just descends down underneath there. I'm going to have Obviously, I have some trackage up here, and I probably at some point will be adding a third level, which I've already got somewhat built back here. This is my children's play area, which I'm going to build a layout up above while the children have their toys down below, which I don't want to show too much of that because that's a very big mess that is a work in progress here. So yeah, we'll follow the staging yard. You know, it comes around. I'd like to note too that this inner curve here, the minimum radius I'm using on this layout is 24 inch. This allows me to run, you know, the longer cars, you know, the auto racks, auto parts box cars. I've also find the intermodal equipment, the well cars and whatnot, run smoother on 24-inch radius as well. And of course, anything smaller is definitely going to run smooth. So yeah, this inner track here is nothing shy of 24-inch radius. And then the rest of the curvature, I've just used flex track. This is all Atlas Code 100 that I'm using. So we come around here and you can kind of see the incline track there. I got some more motive power there, some Huron and Eastern, which is a short line up here in the Saginaw and Bay City, Michigan area. So I got a couple of locomotives from them. And we got a derailed box car here that we'll kind of set back here. So yeah, this is the other end of the staging yard, and when all said and done, I will have some lighting underneath here as well, so this will brighten it up a little bit. I do have, under this mess here, again I apologize for the absolute mess, I do have a track set up for this Pepsi bottling plant, which is this guy here, and that's going to go right on this spur right here. So right off the bat, right off the yard, you know, I got a little bit of an industry that I can, you know, switch out and everything. And as you can see, I got some signals. These are actually set up using JMRI. These are the BLMA, which is now Atlas. But you know, when I bought these a few years ago, these were BLMA models, modern 3-light signals. These were actually, you know, previous on my old layout, so I was able to reuse them and whatnot. I've also got another signal here. This is actually one whole control point that I've got set up in the computer. And then I've also got some dwarf signals and whatnot back here. The 2 tracks to the left there is actually the beginning of the incline to the upper level. So if you notice, that's the beginning there, and then up above here is actually the second half of the incline. So the first climb from here all the way around to just shy of the bridge there makes a total climb of 8 inches. And then right above it, you know, we make our second set of 8 inches to bring us to that 16-inch climb to the upper level. As you can see here, you know, the double track main, or the double track is, I got signaling on both. Both mains are bidirectional signaling. I will, through the use of JMRI, I do have these operational, and of course they're showing reds right now because just around the corner there the tracks are occupied. So I'm using Digitrax block detection interfaced with my JMRI to get my track detection and signaling to work correctly. So yeah, I got a little cantilever. That's actually a homemade setup that I made modified from one I had on my previous layout. And then on the opposite side here, we got a couple more signals. Got one showing a yellow, and the other one's showing a red because the block ahead is occupied, of course. So, and then, you know, that brings us right back to the engine facility, which is still needing to be assembled. So that'll be the next on the list here once I get the rest of the bench work done here. So yeah, so kind of give you an overview here. We're going back to the other end of the staging yard here. So you can see, you know, we come out of the staging yard. Also note too, I do have a reverse loop track, so that way when I can come down to the staging yard, I can loop my trains right back around and basically, you know, turn the train around for the return trip or for the beginning trip again. So to kind of give you a view here, starting off, there's some more signals I got as well. And of course my operating crossing, which I know has been filmed in a couple of my other short videos I've posted. So, give you a view here. This is actually the the end of the yard, or the beginning of the yard. We come across the bridge, and that right there begins our incline. As you can see, those two tracks off to the far right there are the ones that begin the incline. So yeah, let me go into more detail about that, and I'll go into some more detail about some other stuff. Alright, so 1 second here. Alright, so as I stated before, the lower level here, which we're looking at, is mostly a staging yard. A couple industries, actually one industry. And then from that, the lower level, we have our incline. And as I stated before, on my previous layout, I had a whole other section to do an actual helix. On this layout, I've actually had to use the outer perimeter of the layout as a helix itself. The one advantage I like about this is I can get broader curves. I don't have to use as sharp of curves, which it also helps in pulling longer trains up grade as well. So starting off at this, we got a control point here. We got a couple of crossovers, and then the tracks going into the staging yard there. So we come through these two crossovers, and then another track is kind of like a run around or loop around for the yard. But the two tracks off to the right, gradually ascend using Woodland Scenics, the 2% incline, to start out the incline. But then the rest of it is actually constructed using wood. So I'll kind of go around here, and I apologize if I'm moving a little too fast for you guys, but let me just that's the other end of the interlocking there. So we come up, double track all the way. I wanted to keep double track on it. Initially was planning on using single track, but then I decided to do double track just for more operation options, more flexible in operating. So as you can see, in reference to the staging yard, the incline. So right about here, we're about 4 inches above the actual main level. So right here at the end of the about the 4-inch mark is where I decided, you know what, I'm going to use wood the rest of the way, and then that way I can do an actual gradual incline. The incline itself, I did the math and everything. It's about the same as the Woodland Scenics, so 2% incline. So coming up out of the yard, we get up to the next set of signals, which I do have wired in. I'll do a little shot there. Basically just a right-hand crossover. That would be the first control point coming up out of the yard there. So as we continue upward, we come through that crossover, and this is the other set of signals on the other side there, which everything's all at stop there. Like I said, I'll go into more detailing on my whole signaling once I get this up and going a little more. So yeah, here's the two trains. Got two of them sitting on the mains here. Now at about this point here, we are right about right here, right at this part here is where we hit the 8-inch mark. So you're looking at about a 14 foot span there to make the 4-inch climb. And as you can see, part of that climb, I have a little bridge there, kind of going over the railroad crossing road here. So from there, we curve back around. You can see some of the wiring I got already started. We curve around, and then we come to our main entryway here. And that's where the swing bridge comes in. And that's actually, we're still at our 8-inch mark here. About 2 or 3 feet after that swing bridge is where we start making our initial climb again. Basically staying that 8 inches above the previous climb, the previous trackage there. So we're pretty much right above where we started. And that's where we hit our next set of signals. Sorry for the fast moving here. I'll get back over this way. And this is where we hit our next set of signals, which are, I classify them as ABS or intermediate. And like I said before, those are showing red because of those previous trains we just saw. From here we make our climb going about another roughly 14 feet or so. And as you can tell, we're pretty much right underneath the upper level here. And actually right about at this point here is where we enter, or actually I should say exit, out from underneath the bench work. And we start making our climb further up. So pretty much right at about this point here, you're looking at about 12 inches above the lower level. So that last 16 feet is where we make our last 4-inch climb to 16 inches. So let me kind of zoom out here a little bit, or move out so you can see a little better look there. And then we have my next set of signals. Another set of block signals, intermediates. And then right about here is our final crest, our final end to the incline. And as you can see, I got some of my motive power set up here, and you can also see that I do have the track powered, so I can run trains, although with all the cutting and sawing I've done down here, I got to do some track cleaning now. But that's pretty much it. That's the incline, that's the helix. And as you can see, as the track come up, we'll have yet another lift open bridge here. This is the upper level entryway. And then we can start working on our upper level track work. I am planning on having yet another incline that will probably most likely go right above this incline here. And that'll bring the track up another 4 inches, where it will circle around pretty much like so, come across the entryway, and then essentially come back over itself right here, kind of where I got this bridge proposed, and then it'll decline, it'll descend back down. So basically an over and under twice around arrangement. So I'll have the over and under twice around arrangement on the upper level, and then I'll have the reverse loop incline or decline going down to the lower level. So quite a bit of length for running. I think once I get it all worked out, it's gonna run pretty smooth. So as far as getting up to this third level, which that's going to be obviously after I master and get everything running with this second level. So pretty much right here, I'll try to explain this the best I can without confusing. Pictures and future videos are going to mean a lot more in describing this, but basically what I'm going to end up having to do is, as I've got the main line, the twice around part climbing here, I'm going to have another track climbing in the opposite direction. So as I stated before, we're initially, the second climb up here, we're at about 4 inches. We're going to start pretty much from here, go all around while we're climbing this opposite direction up to 8 inches, which just so happens to be level with the upper level, or the third section. So basically another 8-inch climb to get to that level. And like I said, if that sounds confusing now, I do apologize. I'll obviously, once I get more done on the second level, I will have a better visual for you. But other than that, yeah, that's this is my new layout in the basement of my townhouse, of course. Like I said, I've been working on it for about 1.5 years now. So I hope to, I'm hoping by summertime to have some stuff up and running with our current stay-at-home order we have right now with this goofy virus. I got plenty of time to work on this and get some work done. So I hope to get an operational video to you guys soon, and yeah, I'll definitely get some more in-detail videos and show you some of the wiring. Real quick before I go though, let me show you guys what I got going on. I mentioned that I'm doing the whole layout running JMRI. This is kind of a look. I'm using Panel Pro to do all my switch control and signaling. This is kind of what I got set up so far. Again, I'm kind of doing a DT&I theme, modeling like Flat Rock Yard to Diane Junction, southwest Michigan, or southeast Michigan, I should say, Detroit area. So This is kind of a schematic of the yard. All the switches are wired in and reporting into the computer using Digitrax switch decoders and all that. And then this is kind of where the main line, the incline, starts here. This is those crossovers that I was showing you. And this is the incline. That's the second crossover. And then we got the two sets of intermediates. And then pretty much right here is where the upper level trackage is going to start. So yeah, I've been building this as I've been building the layout. So, you know, obviously this is going to change as well. So I'll definitely have more updates for you guys. And also we'll include some construction pictures for you and some initial operating sessions as well. So check those out after this. Thank you very much.